Hello from Our Lady of Bethesda. It's Wednesday of Holy Week, sometimes referred to as Spy Wednesday, because in today's Gospel reading, we read about Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, betraying Jesus at the Last Supper. And we can ask ourselves, how is it possible that one of Jesus' closest friends was capable of betraying him? How did Judas let his life unravel in such a tragic way? Well, Archbishop Fulton Sheen reflected that if we want a hint, we should look at John chapter 6, at Jesus' bread of life discourse. We know that Jesus had performed a miracle of multiplying loaves and fishes, and then he went to Capernaum, and there in the synagogue in Capernaum gave his great bread of life discourse, where he told his followers that he would give his flesh and his blood for the life of the world as their food, for their salvation. We also read that after that teaching, many of Jesus' followers stopped following him. They went back to their former way of life. And then at the end of John chapter 6, we read Jesus in himself reflecting that he says, "Did I not choose 12 of you? Yet one of you is a devil." And he was referring to Judas Iscariot, right after he had just proclaimed the bread of life discourse, promising his own flesh and blood for the life of the world. So we can connect Jesus predicting his betrayal through Judas by his lack of closeness to the Eucharist. Judas was one of the ones probably that day that didn't believe in Jesus' real presence in the Eucharist. And so we have a clue to what not only is a danger for the spiritual life, but more importantly, what will give us life in our spiritual life. It's devotion to the Eucharist. Certainly, it's a mystery that is difficult to understand with our human mind, but we believe that Jesus is God and every word he speaks is a word of truth. And he told us that he said, I will give my flesh for the life of the world. And it's based on our faith in Christ that we really do believe that he is present with us. He truly is present in the Eucharist. And so it's no coincidence that it was at the Last Supper where Jesus gave us his body and blood that Judas found the moment to betray him, because he had never really believed that Jesus could do such a thing. Again, it's a great lesson for us about not only lack of faith, but more importantly, our love and devotion to the Eucharist. If we want our spiritual life to flourish, we need to be close to the Eucharist. I'm here in Our Lady of Bethesda bookstore where so many books have been written. And each Holy Week, we reflect in a special way on our own lives. What type of book are we going to be writing about our life, our friendship with God? Well, if we want to write a beautiful book full of passages of great things that God has done in our life, we first have to start with our devotion to the Eucharist. So as we continue to celebrate the Lord's Passion on Good Friday and his resurrection on Easter Sunday, let's promise Christ that we're going to spend a special amount of time adoring him in the Blessed Sacrament in the Eucharist. May God bless you.